With an almost 30-year age difference and different mothers, do Donald Trump's oldest and youngest sons have a brotherly bond? Let's look at the evidence. Former President Donald Trump has understandably been the subject of considerable public scrutiny over the years. His children have also spent some time in the spotlight, though some have gotten more media attention than others. A lot of the attention on the Trump kids has focused on their connections with their dad, but the relationships each of his children has with each other are a little fuzzier. Take, for example, Trump's eldest child, Donald Trump Jr., and his youngest, 16-year-old Barron Trump. Donald Trump's oldest and youngest sons do have some similarities. Most notably, they both grew up without their father as a huge presence in their lives. Each of their mothers have attested that their respective children were each primarily raised by them, with Donald himself taking a less than active role. In 2016, Don Jr.'s mother, Ivana Trump, said that she raised their 3 children single-handedly, while Barron's mom, Melania Trump, said in a 2010 interview with Larry King that Barron spent most of the time with me. His accent at the time seemed to confirm it.
I like my suitcase.
But there are also some stark differences between the two. They were basically born into different worlds. Donald Jr. was born in 1977 to Ivana and Donald. Barron was born nearly 30 years later, in 2006, to Donald and his third wife, Melania. Donald Jr. and Barron were also arguably polar opposites when it comes to their places in their father's campaign. Since the start of the 2016 presidential race, Donald Trump Jr. happily stumped for his dad all across the country. Barron, on the other hand, has understandably chosen to stay out of the limelight. Given his father's notorious lack of involvement in his children's lives, it is safe to assume that Barron did not spend much time with his elder half-siblings as he was growing up. However, there have been a few instances when Barron and Don Jr. have been seen interacting. In 2016, the two half-brothers were seen fist-bumping one another at the Republican National Convention in Cleveland. Unsurprisingly, Barron's mother Melania sat between them, so clearly the two have some sort of bond. Donald Jr. has stepped up to defend his much younger half-brother a few times. His most vocal defense of Barron may have been in June 2018, when he got into a feud with the actor Pete Fonda. Fonda controversially tweeted, "We should rip Barron Trump from his mother's arms and put him in a cage with pedophiles." Barron was 12 at the time. Fonda posted the tweet in response to then-President Trump's border family separation policy. The actor soon apologized and deleted the tweet. But that did not stop Donald Jr. from railing against Fonda on Twitter, calling him a sick individual, a bully and a coward, and suggested that he pick on someone a bit bigger. Though Fonda never responded to the tweets, this would not be the last time Donald Jr. would bring up his brother's name in public. In December 2019, Don Jr. made an appearance at a Turning Point USA event, in which, during a rant against Hunter Biden, the son of then-presidential candidate Joe Biden, he said,
"If 13-year-old Barron Trump is not off limits, Hunter Biden sure as is not off limits."
On a July 9, 2020 radio appearance with right-wing radio talk show host Kurt Schlichter on The Hugh Hewitt Show, Donald Jr. reported that he heard rumblings from liberal circles in New York that big donors to Joe Biden were trying to avoid having the Democratic candidate debate Donald Trump on national TV. Donald Jr. said, "Because honestly, they know that Joe Biden couldn't debate Barron Trump, let alone Donald Trump." A few days later, Donald Jr. reiterated his point by retweeting an article from the Daily Caller, which reported on a Rasmussen poll that found only 54% of voters said they believed that Joe Biden was capable of debating then-President Trump. Donald Jr. wrote in response, repeating himself, "In all fairness, Joe Biden is not capable of debating Barron Trump, let alone Donald Trump."